What will result if the oil filter becomes completely blocked? Oil will flow at a normal rate through the system. The oil dampen the oil dampen main bearing utilized in some turbine engine is used to provide an oil film between the outer race and the bearing housing in order to reduce vibration tendencies in the rotor system and allow for slight misalignment. Where is the oil temperature bulb located on a dry sump recip engine? The oil temperature bulb located on a dry sump recip engine. Oil inlet line. So the oil temperature bulb is located on the oil inlet line. What type of oil system is usually found on turbine engine? Dry sump, pressure, and spray. What type of oil system is usually found on turbines? Dry sump, pressure, and spray. The pumping capacity of a scavenger pump in the dry sump aircraft engine lubrication system is greater than the capacity of the oil supply pump is greater than the capacity of the oil supply sump. What will happen to the return oil if the oil line between the scavenger pump and the oil cooler separated? The return oil will be pumped overboard. Which of the following is the function of the fuel or oil heat exchanger on a turbojet engine? It increases the fuel temperature. Which of the following is a function fuel oil heat exchanger on a turbine engine? Increases fuel temperatures. All tank fillers on reciprocating engine are marked with the word oil in accordance with 14 CFR Part 25. What is the primary purpose of fuel or oil heat exchanger? Cool the oil. An engine lubrication system pressure relief valve is usually located between the pump and the internal oil system. The pump and the internal oil system. A drop in the oil pressure may be caused by foreign material under the relief valve. Foreign materials under the relief valve. Then the jet engine no longer. In jet engines, which uses a fuel or oil heat exchanger, the oil temperature is controlled by a thermostatic valve that regulates the flow of oil through the heat exchanger. In jet engines which uses fuel oil heat exchanger, the oil temperature controlled by a thermostatic valve that regulates the flow of oil through the heat exchanger. The purpose of directing bleed air to the outer turbine case on some engines is to provide optimum turbine blade tip clearance by controlling thermal expansion. In most turbine engine oil tanks, a slight pressurization of the tank is desired to ensure a positive flow of fuel. Statement 1 is not true. Wet sump lubrication system are not commonly used on the gas turbine engine. So a wet sump oil system never is never used on the gas turbine engine. Two is true because in most turbine engine tanks, a slight pressurization of the tank is desired to ensure positive flow of oil. Excessive oil is prevented from accumulating on the cylinder walls of the recip engine by oil control ring on the pistons. Control the amount of oil to remain in the cylinder walls. The main oil filters strain the oil at which point in the system. Just as it leaves the pressure pump. The main oil filters strain the oil at which point in the system? Just as it leaves the pressure pump. Which of the following bearing types must be continuously lubricated by pressure oil? Plain. Friction bearings. Friction bearings, which are usually called plain bearings, must be continuously lubricated by pressure oil. Friction bearings, which are usually called plain bearings. Which characteristic is desirable in turbine engine oil? High flash point. High flash point. An engine lubricating oil should have a high flash point so that the vapor it gives off can withstand the high temperatures incurred within the engine. Other alternative listed with this question are characteristic of oil should not have. Which characteristic is desirable in the engine oil? High flash point, low volatility, and a high flash point. As a general rule, a small amount of small fuzzy particles or gray metallic on a turbine engine metallic chip detector is considered to be the result of normal wear. Small fuzzy particle or gray metallic paste on the chip detector is considered satisfactory and is the result of normal wear. Metallic chip detectors or flakes are indication of series of internal wear or breakage. Bless you. Is considered to be the result of normal wear. In which of the following situations will the oil cooler automatic bypass valve be open the greatest amount? Engine oil below normal operating temperature. When the engine oil is below its normal operating temperature, the automatic bypass valve is wide open. This wide open valve allows the oil to completely bypass the cooler. As the oil warms up, the automatic bypass closes and direct the oil through the core of the cooler so it can be cooled. Engine oil below normal operating temperatures. What will be the result of operating an engine in high temperatures using lubricant recommended from manufacturers for much lower temperature? The pressure will lower than normal. The pressure will be lower than normal. Where are the sludge chambers when used in recip lubricating system usually located? In the crankshaft throw. In the crankshaft throw. What type of oil do most engine manufacturers recommend to you for new recip engine braking? Straight mineral oil. What is expansion space required to What is the expansion space required in an engine oil supply tank for oil enlargement and collection of foam? Cylinder walls are usually lubricated by splash or sprayed oil. Compared to reciprocating engine oil, the types of oils used in turbine engines have a less tendency to produce core or coke. What advantage do mineral-based lubricants have over vegetable oil-based lubricants when used in aircraft engines? Chemical stability. Basic oil pressure relief valve settings for new overall engine is made at overall shop. What is the primary purpose of the oil? No, wait there. I'm on the computer. What is the primary purpose? What is that? Go look for it. What is the primary purpose of the oil breather pressurization system that is used on the turbine engine? Provide a proper oil spray pattern from the main bearing oil jet. What would be the probable result if the oil system pressure relief valve should stick in the open position? Insufficient lubrication. If the oil pressure relief valve in the turbojet engine stuck in the open position, oil will flow through it rather than through the passages in the lubrication system. This will result in insufficient lubrication of the engine. What unit in the aircraft engine lubrication system is adjusted to maintain the desired system pressure? Oil pressure relief valve. Oil pressure relief valve. The oil pressure relief valve in the lubrication system of an aircraft engine is adjusted to maintain the desired system pressure. Oil pressure relief valve. Lube system last chance, huh?
There's a rat trap in there. So when rats come out of there, they can go inside and shock them up and kill them.
Good job. Lube system last chance filters in turbine engine are usually cleaned during overhaul. Lube system last chance filters in turbine engine are usually cleaned during overhaul. What type of oil do most engine manufacturers recommend after new reciprocating engine break-in? Ashless dispersant oil. Type of oil do most engine manufacturers recommend after new recip engine break-in? Ashless dispersant oil. After a reciprocating engine is adequately broken in with straight mineral oil, it is recommended that AD oil be used. AD oil has a better lubricating characteristic than straight mineral oil that is not likely to form carbon deposit on the engine part. Ashless dispersant oil. Turbine engine choice of lubrication system of a self-contained high pressure design. A turbine engine choice of lubricating system of the self-contained high pressure design consists of pressure, breather, and scavenge subsystems. The primary source of oil contamination in a normally operating reciprocating engine is order. Combustion deposit due to combustion chamber blew by and the oil migration of the cylinder walls. Possible failure-related metal particles in the turbine engine will cause an electric indicating system magnetic chip detector to indicate their presence by bridging the gap between the detector center positive electrode and the ground electrode, bridging the gap between the director, bridging the gap between the detector center positive electrode and the ground electrode. Specific gravity is the comparison of the weight of a substance to the weight of the equal volume of the. Specific gravity is the comparison of the weights of the substance to the weight of the equal volume of distilled water at specific temperature. Specific gravity is the ratio of the weight of a definitive volume of material being measured to equal volume of pure water. Distilled water is its maximum density at 4 degrees Celsius. How is the oil collected by the piston oil ring returned to the crankcase? How is the oil collected by the piston oil returned to the crankcase? Through holes drilled in the piston oil ring grooves. Through holes drilled in the piston oil ring grooves. George, why you in that?
I was looking at the flashlight.
How is the oil collected by the piston oil ring returned to the crankcase? Through holes drilled in the piston oil ring groove. If the oil in the oil cooler core on the annular jacket becomes congealed, what unit prevent damage to the cooler? Surge protection valve. The viscous liquid is measured by its resistance to flow. As a need, the cold weather started. The oil dilution system thins the oil with gasoline. Some larger reciprocating engines use compensating oil pressure relief valve. Yours. I'm doing something, George.
Why does it have pink?
Some larger reciprocating engines use a compensated oil pressure relief valve to provide a high engine oil pressure when the oil is cold and automatically lower the oil pressure when the oil warms up. Provide a high engine oil pressure when the oil is cold automatically and automatically lower the oil pressure when the oil warms up. Which of the following lubricating system components is never located between the pressure pump and the engine pressure system? Fuel line for oil dilution system. Which of the following lubrication system components is never located between the pressure pump and the engine pressure system? Fuel line for oil dilution system. Oil accumulation in the cylinders of an inverted inline engine and in the lower cylinders of the radial engine is normally reduced by preventing the extended cylinder skirts. Oil accumulation in the cylinder of an inverted inline engine and in the lower cylinder of the radial engine is normally reduced or prevented by extended cylinder skirts. Lubricating oil with high viscosity index ratings are oil in which the viscosity does not vary much and with temperature change. What is the purpose of the last chance oil filter? To filter the oil immediately before it enters the main bearing. What is the source of amount of heat that is absorbed by the lubricating oil in the recip engine? What is the source of most of the heat that is absorbed by the lubricating oil in the recip engine? Piston and cylinder wall. Why is the expansion space required for an engine oil supply tank? For oil enlargement and collection of foam. Finish.